Building in an estate versus outside an estate. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you the pros and cons of building in an estate versus outside an estate. Hopefully, at the end of this video, you'll be able to make informed decision. The first pro of building in an estate is that it is easier to acquire land. Okay, all those land litigation, land scam, all those kind wahala, even verification of the land, so many land wahala when it comes to purchasing land. When you buy from an estate or build in an estate, it saves you a lot of trouble. Okay, so it is easier to acquire land, for your building in an estate. Okay, now the second advantage of building in an estate is the mortgage system. That is the instrumental payment kind of thing. Let's say you're buying land now, you bought land from an estate and the land is 15 million naira. They can spread out the payment for you and tell you, okay, this land, you can be paying 5 million naira every month or 2 million naira every month for the period of 6 months, for the period of 1 year. So you know that, okay, you are not bringing out this huge sum of money at once to pay for this land. Okay, that's one advantage of buying and building in an estate. Okay, then the third advantage of building in an estate is the security. Yes, the security. Once you're building in an estate, you know that the estate comes with security, right? So now even the gates, the security man, the estate management, you have all of these people in place. So you're not thinking about security when you're building in an estate, because you're already covered when it comes to that aspect. Okay, the first advantage of building in an estate is responsibility. When you are building in an estate, right, a lot of responsibilities are off your shoulder. A lot of responsibility like, okay, security, light, water, even your debts. There are people in charge that will come and be clearing out your debts once it's filled up. There are people that will take care of the lights. So anytime the light has anything concerning light is not your business. Anything concerning security is not your business. Anything concerning water is not your business. So a lot of responsibilities are off your shoulder when you build in an estate. Okay, now the fifth advantage of building in an estate is the services the estate provide. Yes, some estate, they will tell you, don't bring generator, don't bring anything generator, we'll got you, we'll give you 24 hours light, we'll give you 20 hours light. Okay, some people, they will tell you the estate is in charge of water, they are in charge of lights, they are in charge of your dustbin. So the services they provide, sometimes they have people that you can send on errand. So the estate comes with a lot of services that will make your life easy. Okay, so yeah, that is one advantage of building in an estate. Okay, because the estate comes with a lot of services that will make your life easier. You're not thinking about NEPA lights. You're not thinking, oh, NEPA will come cut my light today. That trouble is not on you, it's on the estate management. Okay, and the sixth advantage of building in an estate is privacy. Let me explain this privacy. Yes, you'll be like, is it my own house? Even my own house, I have privacy. Yes. Now, once you build in an estate, right, before anybody comes to visit you, they will meet the security people at the gate, right? The security will interview them, will ask them question. Who are you looking for? Call the person, call the number, this one, that one. They will interrogate them. Then they will not call you to take permission from you to know if you actually sent this person or you want to see this person. So if it's somebody you don't want to see, you can tell the estate management to tell them, no, you are not around, you are not this one. But if it's your own personal house outside an estate, before you know, they don't reach your gate. They don't. They'll be shouting your name there and be knocking at your gate. So you still be the one to come and tell them, I'm around or I'm not around. You know that Manola thing. Is the uncle around? Uncle is around, is not around.
Landlord, my uncle is not around.
Are you sure?
Yes, he just told me. No, he didn't told me.
You know that kind of a thing. So if it's an estate, you don't have to go through that. You have your privacy. The security will call you, they will interrogate the person before allowing the person to come in. Okay, so when you build in an estate, you have privacy. Okay, the seventh advantage of building in an estate is that the struggle and the stress of looking for engineers and artisans when you are building, so most times it's off your shoulder. It's not even sometimes, most times, because these estate people, they have their own artisans, their own engineers that they can recommend to you to handle your building project. So you're not going outside looking for engineer, looking for any artisan to handle your building project. Okay, so once you are building in an estate, most estates will provide you with all these people you need for your building project. So the stress of looking for all these people for your building, all these engineers, artisans, people that will handle the building project, is off your shoulder. So once you are building, after buying the land and you want to start construction, the estate people can provide you with all the workers you need for your building. So it makes the work easier. Okay. Now, the eighth advantage of building in an estate is the facilities, the environment and the facilities, the kind of neighbors you have, right? You can tell the kind of neighbors you have. Some estate, they niche down, they will tell you it's only married people we need in this estate. So if you are not married, you cannot buy or build a house there. Okay, some people, they will tell you is so type of workers we need, so age. Some estates is just for retired people. So if you are not retired, you can't buy or build in that estate, right? So now, building or buying in an estate, you already know the kind of environment you are living in. You already know the kind of neighbors you have, okay? And then the facilities in these estates. Most estates come with their own clinic. Yes, some estates come with clinic. Some estates have their own ATM, they have their own supermarket. So a lot of the things you need are just at your beck and call in the estate, just within the estate there. You don't need to drive out, you don't need to walk, be entering from one bus to the other because you're going to market. The supermarket is already there, they have clinic. The environment is welcoming, the environment has all the facilities, most of the facilities you need. So especially if you work from home, oh my God, if you work from home, you build or buy in an estate, you can stay 1 month in your house, see outside, you don't know wetin dey happen for Nigeria. Yes, because the estate has all the facilities you need to make your life comfortable while you work from home. Okay, so those are the advantages of building or buying in an estate. The first advantage of buying or building in an estate is that it is easier to purchase land. Okay, the land acquisition, the documentation, all those things, due diligence is easier when you're buying from an estate. Okay, then the second one is the mortgage or instrumental payment thing. So once you buy from an estate or you are building in an estate, you can pay for your land instrumentally or pay for the building instrumentally. Okay, that is one advantage of buying or building in an estate. Then the third one is the security. Once you buy or you are building in an estate, the estate comes with security. Okay, they have security. A lot of things are, it's already gated, right? And they have security everywhere to monitor the estate and secure the estate and secure yourself, your life and your building. Okay, the fourth one is the responsibility. A lot of responsibilities are off your shoulder. Responsibilities like security, lights, all those things are off your shoulder when you buy from an estate or build in an estate. Okay, then the fifth one is the service the estate provide. Most estates provide you with a lot of services that will make your life easier. Okay, services like lights, water, security, cleaning of the environment, throwing away your dirt and all of those things. Okay, then the sixth one is the privacy. Building in an estate gives you a lot of privacy because before anyone comes to your doorpost directly, they must have been interrogated by the estate security before allowing them to come into your building. Okay, and the seventh one is the artisans and engineers. Getting artisans and engineers for your building projects when you are building in an estate is easier because the estate will provide you or recommend good engineers or artisans for your building project. Okay, then the eighth one is the environment and the facilities. So with the environment, you already know the kind of neighbors you're going to have in that estate. You already know the kind of neighbors you have, the environment, how clean and serene the environment is, the facilities this estate comes with. Some estates, they come with a lot of facilities that if you work from home, you will not know if you are in Nigeria or you are in the abroad because everything you want is in your house. Okay, you will not even step out for months, right? So those are the pros of buying or building in an estate. Now let's move over to the cons of buying or building in an estate. The first con of buying or building in an estate is that there's no customization. You have to follow the estate model. Okay, the design of the building in the estate is what you have to follow. You don't have to come and do your own. Even the color of the paint, everything has to rhyme with what the estate has. Okay, with the design, the color of the estate. You cannot come and do your own style in an estate. Okay, that is the first con of building in an estate. You don't have the freedom of customization. Okay, then the second con of building in an estate is the services. Yes, the services. A lot of these estates, after telling you all the things they will provide, they might end up not providing these things. Let's say for lights, now they will tell you, oh, we will give you 20 hours of light. At the end of the day, it's only 8 hours of light they can give you. And now some will tell you, don't bring generator, don't bring solar, will give you 24 hours of light or 20 hours of light. At the end of the day, you're only seeing 8 hours of light. And now let's say a lot of the things you are doing in your house requires light. You don't have generator, you don't have solar. Now you have to carry your things and be visiting people, going to see your brother, your sister, your uncle, because the estate you built your house does not have the services that they promised to give to you. Okay, so that is one con of building in an estate, because if you no show, most of those services wey they tell you say they go give you, they fit no give you. You get what I'm saying? The third con of building or buying in an estate is the charges, the service charges. Guys, the service charges, like, big man, big trouble. Living in an estate comes with a lot of charges that are ridiculously expensive. If they are paying light, let's say you build outside an estate, you are paying for light bill for like 50k a month. In an estate, you are paying like 100k a month for the same kind of thing you're using. Okay, like a lot of their charges, even the maintenance charge and everything, they are expensive. So building or buying in an estate comes with a lot of ridiculous charges that after building your house, you keep, it's as if you are paying rent every month. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. And the fourth con of building or buying in an estate is that any problem that affects the estate affects you. General issues, let's say something happened to the light, it will affect all the other lights. Anything happens to the water, it will affect you. Anything happens in that estate affects you, because it's just like you guys are one already. So anything that happens in that estate, any problem the estate is facing will affect you. If God forbid government want to do something in that area, it will affect you, right? So anything that happens in that estate generally affects you. You don't have your own personal problem, it's a general problem. Okay, then the fifth con of building in an estate is your responsibilities. Sometimes when it comes to these estates, buying or building in an estate, your responsibilities are not clear. They might tell you, no, we'll take care of the dustbin. At the end of the day, you'll be the one to be taking care of your dustbin. They might tell you, oh, don't worry, we'll give you 20 hours of light. At the end of the day, you will go and be looking for a generator. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes when you build or buy in an estate, the responsibilities are not clear. So you go in hoping for certain thing, and then you might not get what you are hoping for, or you think you might get. Okay. Then the sixth con of building in an estate is that it is expensive. Yes, building or buying in an estate is way more expensive than building or buying outside an estate. Of course, you know, everything inside the estate is way more expensive. So if, let's say, you're building 4-bedroom bungalow in an estate, it's not the same cost. You might build 4-bedroom bungalow in an estate for 100 million naira, and then outside an estate you're bidding for like 60 million naira or 70 million naira. I'm telling you, it's that much. Okay, so building in an estate is way more expensive than building outside an estate. Now let's move over to the cons of building outside an estate. Okay, the first con of building outside an estate is that you have freedom of customization. Yes, you have freedom of customization. You can do your own design. You can build your own design, whatever paint you like, anyhow you want to do your gate, anything you want to do, you are free to do. Okay, so when you're building outside an estate, anything you are doing everything on your own terms. Customize it to your own tastes. You get it? So when you're building outside an estate, you have freedom of customization. Okay, then the second pro of building in an estate is the practical completion stage. Yes, you can pack into your building without shame into your building when that building is practically completed. But building in an estate, I don't know if you can pack in when the building is not fully completed. I don't know if you can pack in. Let me know in the comment section, because to me, even shame self no go even allow you self. No even say the estate said, okay, you can pack in even if the building is not fully completed and all of that. Will shame allow you to do that when all your neighbors, you know, the big men, everybody has, okay, only your. So you prefer to stay outside, see you are able to complete the building. So that ability to pack into your building when the building is practically completed, you have it when you build outside an estate. Okay, then the third pro of building in an estate is that there's no charges. There's no service charge. Nobody is charging you for anything. Okay, there's no service charge. Once you build your house, you're not paying a dime to anybody for any maintenance or anything. You're not paying monthly salary to anybody. Okay, so now building outside an estate, you are Once you finish your building, everything is completed. You're not paying any money, no charges, no nothing to nobody. Okay. And the fourth pro of building outside an estate is that general problems does not affect you. Yes, general problem. If some people now, let's say now you are in an environment, some neighbors, let's say they cut their lights, they might not cut your own lights. Yes, other people, they don't have water, you have your own water. So what affects your other neighbors, people living in that same environment, may not affect you, because this is an individual house. You are paying your NEPA bill, you are doing all those things, so nobody is coming to cut your light. But if anything, if you build in an estate, if the estate management defaults in any area, it will affect everybody in that estate. But when you build outside an estate, general problems does not affect you. Problems that your neighbors are facing will not affect you. That's why you see some people, this neighbor will have light, the other neighbor will not have light, because everybody did their own. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And the fifth pro of building outside an estate is the freedom. Building outside an estate gives you a lot of freedom. You have freedom to play loud music, freedom to have pets, freedom to even have dogs as your security guard or whatever you want to do. Some estates, they don't allow pets, they don't allow dog, right? But when you build outside an estate, you have the freedom to have your own dogs, your own pets. You have the freedom to play loud music. You have the freedom to do whatever. So building your own house outside an estate gives you so much freedom to do whatever you want to do in your building. Okay? Then the sixth pro of building outside an estate is that it is more cheaper. Okay? It is less expensive to build outside an estate than to build inside an estate. Like I said earlier, if you want to build 4-bedroom bungalow outside an estate, let's say it costs you 50 million naira or 60 million naira to complete that your 4-bedroom bungalow. When you're building in an estate, it will cost you almost 100 million naira to build that same 4-bedroom bungalow if it's in an estate. Okay, so it is way more cheaper to build outside an estate than to build inside an estate. Okay, those are the pros of building in an estate. The first one is freedom of customization. Yes, you have freedom to customize the house anyhow you want to customize it. Okay, the second one is that you can pack in when the building is practically completed. You have that freedom. And the third one is that there are no charges, no service charge, no management charge, no charge, whatever charges. Okay, then the fourth one is that general problems that affect your neighbor does not affect you. Okay, if your neighbor no get light, you go get light. You no get, so far you pay your light bill. If your neighbor does not pay, that one no concern you. You get what I'm saying? Then the fifth one is freedom to do whatever. Freedom to have dogs, freedom to have pets, freedom to sing, to play loud music, freedom to do anything you want to do in your building. Okay, then the sixth pro of building outside an estate is that it is less expensive. Building outside an estate is less expensive. Okay, now let's move over to the cons of building outside an estate. The first con of building outside an estate is the land acquisition. Hey, acquiring land outside an estate, you have to wear 3D glasses. You have to go and be kabashing to God. Like, it takes a lot when you're acquiring land outside an estate. You have to be very careful when you're doing your due diligence, verifying the land, doing all the paperwork. It takes a lot more time, money, a lot of investigation, thorough investigation, when you're buying land outside an estate for your building. Okay, then the second con of building outside an estate is getting the right artisans or engineers for your building project. It is more difficult, right, to get the right artisans, the right engineers for your building project when you're building outside an estate, because there's nobody that is actually recommending people the views before to you, right? So you are the one doing all the findings, doing all the research, doing all the mistakes and learning from the mistakes and forging ahead. Okay, so getting the right people for your building project takes a lot more time, a lot more, try and error when you're building outside an estate. Okay, then the third con of building outside an estate is the security. Building outside an estate, you don't have a lot of security, right? The security is up to you. So once you're building outside an estate, you have to be careful, you have to be thinking of security, you have to be looking for security that will guard your house by yourself. So building outside an estate does not come with security like building in an estate. Building in an estate comes with a lot of security. There's estate management, security and everything, but outside an estate you don't have that. Okay, then the fourth con of building outside an estate is the responsibility. The responsibilities on your shoulder when you build outside an estate is a lot. You are in charge of everything concerning your building. You are in charge of your light, you are in charge of your security, you are in charge of your water, you are in charge of your dustbin, maintaining the compound. Everything falls on you. Okay, you are the caretaker of your house, you are the one taking care of your house, you are the owner. Everything, a lot of responsibilities are on your shoulder when you build outside an estate. Okay, then the fifth con of building outside an estate is the environment and facilities. Building outside an estate does not give you a lot of facilities, and you don't know the kind of neighbors you will have when you build outside an estate, right? You know, when you're building in an estate, some estate they niche down, they will tell you, it's so particular, it's so people we need, these particular people we need. They know the kind of people they need in their estate. But once you're building outside an estate, you don't know who your neighbor is. You don't know who your neighbor is gonna be. You don't know, there's no facilities there. There's no supermarket, there's not, everything is bang 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 on their own. So if you want to buy something, you move outside out, you must drive out to town or to anywhere. If you want, looking for medical care, you have to go far, right? You have to go far. So building outside an estate does not come with any facilities. It does not come with facilities. It does not, like the neighbors, you don't know who your neighbors will be. You don't know anything about the environment. All you know is your own house, your own self, and the people in your own house. Okay? Then the sixth con of building outside an estate is lack of privacy. Oh my God. Somebody can just wake up in the morning and decide to visit you without calling you. And then the next thing you are hearing bang 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 on your gates. Who is that? It's me. Oh, did I tell you to come? Who gave you permission to come? Once you build outside an estate, you don't have privacy. People can just barge on you anytime, any day, right? They can just knock. They will not call you before coming. They will come to your gate and be knocking at your gate. Sure, you will answer. You must answer. But if you build in an estate, security will, ask them questions and ask you if they should allow them and all of that. So those are the cons of building outside an estate. The first one is land acquisition. It is way more difficult to acquire land outside an estate. It's a lot of stress when you're acquiring land outside an estate. Okay. The second one is getting the right artisans, the right engineers for your building. You will do a lot of try and error when you are building outside an estate, looking for the right artisan and the right engineers for your building project. Okay. And the third one is the security. Building outside an estate does not come with any security. You have to think about security on your own when you're building outside an estate. The fourth con is responsibilities. Building outside an estate puts a lot of responsibilities on your shoulder. You are in charge. You are responsible for a lot of things when it comes to your building and your life generally in that particular environment and house you're building. Okay. Then the fifth con of building outside an estate is the environment and facilities. Building outside an estate, there's no facility and you don't know who your neighbors are or who your neighbor will be. You're just on your own, and any other person that comes in, you just have to manage the people in that environment. Okay. Then the sixth con of building outside an estate is lack of privacy. People can just barge on you, come into your gates, come into your house without letting you know, as opposed to building in an estate where they have to, the estate security has to interrogate them and all of that. Building outside an estate, there's nothing like that. They will just come. The next thing you're seeing somebody at your gate knocking. Come and open gate. I'm like, come and open what? Did I tell you? Who gave you permission to come? So yeah, those are the pros and cons of building in an estate versus outside an estate. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you do, please let me know in the comments section. Please like this video so that more people can see it, and help me share with your friends, your family members, anyone at all will find this video helpful. Please help me share with them. Okay. So now, if you want a very good engineer to build your house, whether in an estate or outside an estate, a very good engineer to build your house here in Nigeria, holla at Engineer Ewere. Okay, give Engineer Ewere a call and have peace of mind. Okay, please contact Engineer Ewere for your building projects anywhere here in Nigeria. Also, if you want to buy good properties here in Delta State, whether in an estate or outside an estate, you want to know the best estate to buy properties here in Delta State, contact Agent Onos. Okay, contact Agent Onos to buy genuine properties, whether in an estate or outside an estate. Okay, here in Delta State. Their phone numbers will always be on the screen, also in the description box. Guys, please always check out my seller shop. Okay, anything concerning beauty that I not post on this channel, just know that it's on my seller shop. Okay, I have a lot of goodies there that can help you on your building journey. So always check out my seller shop. Go and shop for anything concerning your building project that will help you in this your building journey. Okay, so yeah, please like this video so that more people can see it. Subscribe to the channel. Are you subscribed? Subscribe is absolutely free. Okay, and turn on your post notifications so that you'll be the first to know when I post a new video. If you have any question for me, put it down in the comment section. I'll be there to answer your questions and help me share with your friends, your family members, anyone at all you know will find this video helpful. Please help me share with them. Okay, I love you guys so much. Always pray. Always pray. If you are contemplating whether to build on an estate or outside an estate, go to God. Ask God. He will direct you. He will help you in your decision making to fit the stage you are in life. God knows you better than you know yourself. He knows what you want better than you. Okay, so go to God and ask God, which one should you do? Should I build in an estate or outside an estate? And leave the rest to Him. He will tell you, He will direct your footsteps. He will make everything align, and then you know what to do at the end of the day. Okay? Oh God in heaven, I commit my viewers, both the ones that are subscribed and the ones that are not subscribed. I commit them unto your able hands. Please have mercy upon them, have mercy upon me, and I commit their building journeys unto your able hand. God, please, every step of the way, help them in their decision making, help them to always make the right decision. Let everything, oh God, align to their own good in the name of Jesus Christ. Please help them, oh God, help them not to fall into the hand of scammers in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Peace out.